there's a microphone too? Hey, wow, that works. So what do we want to talk about?
Okay, let's start from the beginning. How are you, first and foremost? How you doing?
I'm feeling really good. A little sweaty today.
Okay.
My signing hand is only cramped up twice.
Only twice?
Only twice.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be lunch soon. I hear there's going to be macaroni and cheese.
Oh, great. And I will
It's a good day.
It is a fantastic day. There's nowhere I would rather be. Thank you for joining us here this weekend. So I kind of wanted to start by, you have a lot of incredible projects that are coming up, and you got to work with so many amazing directors like Darren Aronofsky, and of course, Martin Scorsese. So I wanted to know, I wanted to know if you could tell us a little bit about working with these incredible people.
I'm very fortunate. I'm sorry I missed you last year. Mr. Scorsese called, and I said, no, I have to go to Raleigh, North Carolina. So he talked me out of it, like we did. No, he didn't. That's for Apple TV. It's a Leonardo DiCaprio, and it'll be out later, I think next year, I'm told. It's called a project called Killers of the Flower Moon. And look for it. It's really great. And Darren, I worked with Darren on a film called The Whale, which is going to premiere at Venice Film Festival, we just learned, which is exciting news. That's coming up in September? Yeah, early, in next month. Wow, that's almost on us. So stay tuned for The Whale.
All right, only because I see an Encino license plate, I am tempted to ask about one of my favorite films of all time, which is Encino Man. So, Brendan, let's say you were a frozen prehistoric caveman, but let's say you were thawed out in 2022. What would be one of the first things that you would want to do after you were thawed out?
Take a shower.
Okay. That's it, take a shower. Fantastic, okay, love it. And another thing that I think is so cool and that a lot of people don't get to say is that you're part of a ride at Universal Studios for the Mummy. How surreal is that for you, knowing that you're part of Universal Studios history?
I kind of want to apologize to the employees because I think they hear me in their sleep, from what I'm told. Thank you. I hear it's being retooled at the moment, so it needs new tech. I think the scarab beetles broke or something. Anyway, so check it out if you're that way. Are you kidding? It was great, good fun. I was at the premiere of the opening of it, I guess I should say. Was that almost 20 years ago? Wow. Yeah, so it was a roller coaster.
Correct. Okay. You also, I know, are going to be portraying the villain Firefly in the upcoming superhero film Batgirl. Batgirl?
Oh, right. Yeah. Batgirl, yeah. Yes, I worked with Leslie Grace. I was earlier in the year in Glasgow. If ever there was a city that was perfectly cast to beat Gotham, it's Glasgow. It's beautiful, gorgeous decay, it's Batman lands, like that. Moved really big set pieces around. Dylan and Bilal, our directors, they did the Bad Boy movies. They're not scared of blowing stuff up. They're really good at it. I haven't seen any of it yet, but stay tuned. I think that'll be like a next year thing, so more about that soon.
Well, we're very excited, and I feel like the obvious segue might be to also talk about Doom Patrol, seeing as you are now involved in this superhero, supervillain realm. Doom Patrol has been such a huge hit. What was your experience like working on that show?
Well, we just finished season 4, and thank you. It's still a great show, a lot of heart. It's one for all the kindred spirits and we misfits. If you want to find a place to go, check out Doom Patrol. They don't want to be heroes, they just want to figure their stuff out. Yeah, anyway, loved that. Other than that, what's for lunch?
We're getting mac and cheese right after
I
this.
hear,
We're very excited. Well, before our mac and cheese, we do have a lot of people lined up ready to ask some questions, so if it's cool with you, let's go to the first question. And like I said, just one question per person, please, so we can get through as many as possible. All right, what's your name? Oh, he's grabbing the mic out. Okay, here we go.
Taking good care of me. My name's Moon, and I'm curious about the whale, because I personally have lost a lot of weight myself, and just kind of wondering, how was it for you, because did you gain weight before, like did you plan on gaining weight for it, or did it just kind of happen esoterically because your character was eating a lot, and how hard was it for you to lose weight afterwards?
Both, and congratulations on losing all that weight.
Thanks. I lost 140 pounds. 140 pounds. So I'm just kind of wondering if it was as hard for you as it's been for me.
Keep doing what you're doing, it's working.
Thanks.
You're welcome. The whale, right. So, look, those of you who don't know, Charlie's an English teacher. He's been languishing in his 2-bedroom apartment. He fell in love. He made a tragic calculation. He put aside his family, and he regrets it terribly. And since that day, he has been progressively putting on weight in an attempt to resolve it in an awful manner. And it's no secret about that. But the real effort, the real chore, the real task was to authentically create this character using all the tools we have with makeup, prosthetics, suit building, a little bit of CGI curative wash to ensure that the shape of this man's body, of Charlie's body, obeys the laws of physics and gravity. I can attest that this project was made by artisans in each and every category that it takes to make a film. And the costume wardrobe itself, in my view, is standalone as art that should belong in the Tate Modern in London, England. It's that perfect and beautiful. So there's a great deal of care that went into creating this character. I learned that you need to be very, very strong to inhabit that body, and there's something poetic about that. I believe the same stands for people who do inhabit that body. They're very strong people. I know that it's an effort. I know that there will be those who don't support this project or this film without seeing it, and I implore you to, because it is a story for everyone. I can tell you that there's going to be a response by Story's End with the whale that may make you need to reorient the way that you think. You may need to gather yourself. It's a Darren Aronofsky film. So I'm not trying to tease you or be coy, but I'm really looking forward to the reception of this. And hey, oh yeah, sorry, your question, my body, right? Well, since I sat around during the pandemic with my feet up on the couch playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, I might have leaned into the whole get up and go to the kitchen thing for a snack, you know? We all got through it the way that we needed to. But it was certainly helpful to inhabit that character. But in the meantime, I guess I'll skip the mac and cheese, having just... And celery sticks for everyone! Keep it up.
Great question. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jeff. Oh wow, that was really Hi. I've pretty much followed your career since Airheads and stuff. I've loved every movie you've done. But my question is about Robot Man, and could you tell us like your favorite scene or dialogue that you did for Robot Man?
I can't say
Obviously,
it in
the
this
first
room,
piece
there's a
is-
lot of kids.
Could you PG it?
But if you drop by my booth, I might put the initials on a picture of Cliff Steele. With the question mark and an exclamation point. As catchphrases go, I think I lucked out.
Was there a favorite scene you did that you can tell about without it being for...
How the what?
A favorite scene that you did?
The opening scene, of course.
Oh, the opening scene.
You know.
Who's the fox?
What can I say? Cliff's great good fun. I work with Riley Shanahan, who's the actor who wears the mech suit. He and I have the most remarkable connection. We had the same birthday. We went to the same college, albeit 20 years apart. We had the same instructor and mentor professor, and a remarkable educator who's now deceased, sadly. He was called Hal Ryder, and we love him, we miss him, but he taught us so much about movement and text and how everything is really mask work. And to do the AKA Robot Man, he's Cliff. It's a straightforward acting performance that Riley gives. I'm just some schmo who shows up in a studio somewhere and says some jokes and they put it in on him later. But he assures me, and this is the nicest compliment, that he plays me playing Cliff Steele as the robot, a man whose brain has been removed from his dead body and put into a tin can man. Yeah, I have a funny old career.
Thank you.
Great.
Well,
All right. What's your name?
Amy,
Hi, Amy. What's your question, Amy?
how did you make George from George's Uncle swing on the vines without falling off?
That's a good question. I held on really tight. And underneath George's special butt flap was a little harness, like a mountain climbing one, but like really smaller, stripped down, like really smaller. And it clipped onto a secret little carabiner in George's vine. And then they threw me around the room and I smashed into stuff. And we got a movie. And there's no secret to it. Oh no. Thank you, Annie.
Great question. All right. What's your name?
Hi, Terry Wise from Raleigh. On behalf of the Brendan Fraser fandom on Facebook and Twitter, we want to say congratulations on the 30th anniversary of Encino Man this past May. The movie where you said so little but captured our hearts forever.
You're very kind.
We also wish you the very best of luck in Venice with the release of The Whale. My question is from a fan who didn't have time to ask her question when you were in Calgary. She was wondering, if you had the opportunity to direct or produce a film, which genre would you choose?
If I had the opportunity, well, first of all, there's a lot of really good directors out there.
Yeah,
a lot of
but
really
still.
good producers. I would stand to work with people who are really good. I think it would just all come down to something that I really cared about. Something I've had a lot of variety. I've had a lot of really lucky opportunities to tell different stories. I think it would have to be a story that people feel that they haven't seen before, and it's something that's really familiar. But that said, I'm an actor. I'm just glad I have a job.
I told her I'd ask. Thank you so much.
Great shirt, by the way. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Jeanette. I'm from Delaware. Just wanted to ask, since your career spanned from the 90s to now, did you have any idea that, like, Encino Man, Son-in-Law, all the movies that you made from the 90s would be cult classics? Be cult classics.
No. Are they? I mean, if you say so, I'll take your word for it.
And I hope you know, and I hope you feel all the love today, because you are so loved.
I'm right back at you.
What's your name?
Hey, I'm Mike, and that's actually a great segue into what I had. It's not actually a question, just a brief statement that you're a national treasure, and this world is brighter and happier and better overall for having you and your art in it. And I just wanted to say thank you.
There's a lot of love in this room. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mel. So we got to see your dancing skills in films like Blast from the Past and Mrs. Winterbourne. I happen to love Dancing with the Stars, and I love you. Would you ever consider doing Dancing with the Stars?
No.
I feel like you thought about that. Okay, got it. What's your name?
I'm Billy, and I wanted to continue the compliment side. I wanted to sort of apologize for anybody who didn't support you in the industry, and I wanted to thank you for continuing and just being who you are. I think we can all attest that, with all due respect, you, your host, got something a little wrong. You're not really lucky to work with some of those people. I think they're lucky to work with you.
Thanks.
Because you're proving Brendan's character here, you're not taking credit for things you think you didn't do. You're offering the credit to the people who supported you, and that just shows why you deserve, why we deserve to be blessed by your presence.
That's nice of you to say. You're too kind. Thank you.
What's your name?
Hi, Brendan. My name is Katrina. I'm from North Carolina. I think you probably may have answered part of the question because I know somebody wants to petition you to go on Dancing with the Stars. But Blast from the Past was one of my favorite movies of yours, and I was going to ask because I love swing dancing. And how hard was it for you to learn? Obviously, really hard if you never want to do it again. But like, what was your thought process, and how did you train for that?
Adam Shankman was the choreographer. In those days, he was a choreographer. He's a huge, important director now, a longtime friend. He choreographed it. He had a big stick. You think I'm joking? Repetition, what can I say? And some filter that I personally happen to be missing, wherein I will risk making a complete fool of myself in front of a camera for millions of people to see.
Thank you for that.
Consider it an asset. Sometimes you get lucky. You look great today.
What's your name?
Hi, my name is Marco. My question for you is, what were the biggest complications that you found working on Monkey Bone? Monkey Bone.
Oh, Monkey Bone.
Yeah.
Monkey Bone. Quick temperature check. Anybody seen it? No? It's not a real seen film. Monkey Bone was made at Fox just after Titanic, so they were flush with cash. So Monkey Bone was effectively the first big budget art house movie that Hollywood had put out probably since the 5,000 Fingers of Mr. Whatchamacallit. Somebody help me with that title. Remember that one? It was like a Dr. Seuss thing. Anyway, needless to say, it was kind of a fever dream movie. The biggest challenge, Giancarlo Esposito, my friend, my longtime friend, is here. He was the Wasp Man in that film. Ask him this also if you can. It was probably working with just like with the costumes and the suits. And I was not in one, but I know that the suit performers were absolutely, and I have the deepest respect for those of you who are in costume here today, because it's hard work. It really is. You have to be fit. You have to play a character. You're going to be needing water, my goodness. And on top of that, you're really doing it. You're not a CGI creation. What was, I can't think of the hardest thing. Maybe the weather? I don't know. That and grappling with the zany story that it was. And keeping it a secret that we're actually getting away with making this movie. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Hi, I'm Kellen, and George of the Jungle was actually the first movie I was allowed to see in theaters. So I wanted to know, it was very physically demanding. What was the stunt you hated to do the most?
I hate it to do. I love doing stunts. So they were exciting. They were a lot of fun. I didn't hang from any helicopters. Joey did that. I think working with the monkeys, Mr. Biggs, he was a cheeky little monkey. You may recall that he would speak because George could talk to the animals. He would whisper in George's ear, and so they trained Mr. Biggs to put his face in, my ear, and they gave him a slice of grape, and he was really happy about that. And then he wasn't doing it, so I put a slice of grape in my ear, and then he really wanted to do it on another take, and he just stuck his tongue in my ear. I got a little weirded out. He got frustrated, and it's important that I say he's a he, because he monkeys have different plumbing than she monkeys. And since he was a he, it was a Disney film, he was wearing a little fur bikini. Because when monkeys get excited, he tore his bikini off, disappeared into the rafters. Yeah, he did. For a good 5 minutes. While the trainer walked around going, "Stop that right now!"
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome, you're welcome. And thank you for taking me down memory lane. Thank you.
So, how do you feel about grapes now? Are you good with grapes?
Haven't had one since.
Plenty of other fruits. What's your name?
I'm Erica. I'm from South Carolina. And I just want to ask, what's your favorite movie or show that you played in your entire career? Ooh. And why?
My favorite. Hey, look, I'll say it right now. After The Whale comes out, I don't have any other moves. I'm all out. I put everything I know how to do into that, and it was a challenge for everyone. So I don't know if it's a favorite. I've only seen it once. Not many people have. Other than that, I love the crowd pleasers. People love that George of the Jungle was a part of their life. People love the Mummy. I worked with Ian McKellen in a film called Gods and Monsters. That fed my soul. I've met some pretty remarkable people along the way. So I try and take a little piece of everything as being, meaningful and important to me. But thanks for asking.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Cody, I'm from Pennsylvania, and if you can't tell by the shirt, I'm a bit of a Mummy fan. And yeah, I've been a fan of those movies for a long time. I love the Universal Monsters, and I went on the ride twice. So, but anyway, I wanted to ask, you had to do a lot of stunts for those movies. One I remember hearing about was during the jail scene with the hanging. I heard that something went wrong and that things ended kind of badly then. I was just wondering, after that, how did you feel about doing stunts after that?
Really careful.
Yeah, because I feel like I'd be a little nervous or afraid after something.
Well, these days, I'll just look at the stunt guy and go, dude, you're going to be great in this. You're all over it. Safety is really important. Stuntmen really are there to make sure that no one gets hurt, and that's the idea. I worked on the third Mummy movie. There were legions of stunt guys playing terracotta mummies. And I felt bad because these guys worked so hard that they would crack an ankle or get some raspberry somehow. And the creed, the mentality was is that they're not working hard enough unless they're injured. I disagree. Completely disagree. So I approached that work going forward with just a lot more caution, and I think that it'll serve me well going forward. Just be a little bit more careful. But we still want to create the magic trick, the illusion that something perilous is happening, but knowing the whole while that no one really was harmed by it. Movies.
Well, I'm glad you stuck with it because I think
Thanks.
everyone here can agree the movie wouldn't be the same if you didn't play Rick O'Connell.
Yeah! Go ahead, what's your name?
Hi, Sarah.
You got this.
So, like your character in Scrubs that took a lot of pictures of everybody, do you have any crazy quirks?
Do I have any?
Crazy stories from Scrubs?
Quirks.
Me? Quirks? No. Is that a question? Oh, sorry. Quirks. That character loved to take pictures, and Bill Lawrence knew that because I do too. Polaroid films were all the rage back then. Before everything went from analog to digital, I had a pretty impressive collection of them now. They catch a lot of dust because I don't make film for them anymore. But the images got peppered through the storyline. So sometimes you get to bring your own passions, hobbies to a character, and it just makes it more personal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What's your name?
How you doing, Brendan? Last time you were here virtually, I was the one that asked you about the mummy ride. So if you remember that. But anyway, what I want to ask you about now is because since then, I've been watching Doom Patrol, and I wanted to ask, well, you kind of answered part of my question already about there being a 4th season. Is there going to be a 5th season? And but how do you guys, like, you wear a suit when you do that character, or how does that work?
Riley Shanahan is the actor who wears the mech suit. He gets built, 9 times a day, more than that, to play the role. There's an actor in a suit. I'm recording dialogue that gets used. He works on the day by learning everything, playing the scene as he would do if he was wearing a mask or not. And I learned this. If you approach a horse head on, it will be cautious of you. Its eyes are on the side of its head, so it can see everything going on clearly.
Yeah.
And it's a creature that has a concern that it's somewhere else on the food chain. A great cat could jump on its back any moment. It's always thinking that way. And here we are, us humans, putting saddles, verily skin of other animals, on a horse, and then we're going to climb on their back and ask it to take us for a ride without throwing us off. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's the beauty of it. So don't approach a horse from the front, approach from the side, slowly, from the flank. And it helps to have carrots. Walk softly, confidently, and just know that this great creature can feel everything. It can feel a butterfly land on it, and there's something curative about being around horses. My horse, who sadly has gone to the great pasture in the sky, and I've come to terms with it, but he served his purpose. I brought him home from a Western saga I did. I FedExed him, actually. It's the only way to get him out of Mexico. And I gave him to my oldest son, who has autism. And whether he wanted to ride him or not, if you put a kid on the spectrum with a horse approaching from the side, give them a bucket and a brush, they do that all afternoon. It works for the kid, it works for the horse. There's something really healing about that and therapeutic. So anyway, I could natter on about horses, but I'm sure there's another question, but Thank you for your question.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Mike. I'm 19, but I grew up with watching your movies and everything, and I was wondering, what is it like being an iconic part of people's childhoods?
Kevin, you got anything?
I'm good. I'm just thinking about mac and cheese right now. But
Iconic part. I'm glad to be remembered. I'm hopeful that it's a time that they remember with fondness. I think that it's a rare privilege to be a part of a project like that. Movies don't always land or score or win. Sometimes they do. We didn't know what kind of movie we were making in The Mummy when we started it. We didn't know if it was a drama or a comedy, a straight-ahead action movie, a horror movie, all of the above. I don't think Stephen Sommers knew either, but we didn't care. We were just out there running around the desert trying to get this thing done, and Rachel Weisz saying, "Oh no, they're going to confiscate our equity cards." She did say that. She's very funny. Hi, Rachel. She's done pretty well for herself since then. Look, I'm happy that everybody liked it just as much as I understand you did. Thanks.
Thank you.
what's your name?
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I was just wondering if you have any cool stories from when you worked with Pauly Shore.
Cool stories? He stole my phone once. And it was one of those. It was one of those ones, you know, that was like the size of a shoe. And it was gray, and I think it had a crank on the back of it too. And we were I was like, wow, here I'm like 22, 3, like, we got cell phones. Cool, we can call anybody, there's no wire on it. And I put it down to go shoot something, and I came back, and Pauly was like, I got some grind it, don't text me, custard grind it. Like, Pauly, that's my phone. I said, no, it's mine. No, that's my phone, Pauly. No, it's mine. Anyway, that's about as exciting as it got for me, Pauly.
Thank you.
I like your Pauly.
Hi, Pauly.
Do people often come up to you at the table and ask to do the YaBoySol?
Occasionally, yeah. But
do?
here's a free one. There you go.
All right, day made. All right. What's your name?
Matthew. And this is, like, I'm just going to ask this question because I'm not sure if anyone else would that's it. But I know that you played Cliff Steele physically and voiced Robot Man in Doom Patrol, and you're going to play Firefly and Batgirl. If yes, that is confirmed. I'm not.
Oh no, you're not imagining it. I did. The check didn't bounce. It's all there. Yeah, I did it.
I was just going to ask if, in whatever capacity, if you had the chance to play any character from the Marvel universe, is there any that?
Honestly, I'm not to cut you off. I don't know all of those characters. You know them better. You all do know them better. I'm glad that in doing Batgirl, Ted Carson is the character's name. It's misprinted in the media. I've noticed as it's a new day. It's a new character. He's quite cross. He's a veteran whose benefits have been cut, so he wants to burn Gotham to the ground. And luckily, Batgirl and Batman are there to stop him. Or are they?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a new day.
Okay, so you would just have to see if you got an offer, I guess is the answer to my question.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Great question.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we have about 10 minutes left. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Gabrielle, and I just want to say thank you for all the childhood nostalgia, because my dad showed me your movies when I was really young, so it's just so cool to see you in person. My question is about furry vengeance. What was your favorite scene?
In what film, sorry?
Furry vengeance.
Oh, and Furry Vengeance! What was my favorite scene?
Favorite scene to film or just be a part of?
Did anyone actually see that movie? Okay. It's supposed to. I'm not sure, am I supposed to apologize or something? My favorite scene. I guess the porta potty. What can I say? That was interesting. That was an interesting day. There really was a bear at one point. Yeah, that was another day. Yeah, animals can be mean. Yeah, furry vengeance.
Thank you. All right, and just for time purposes, we just got to go right to our question, if that's okay. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Nick. Really quick, what was it like working with Darren Aronofsky on The Whale? I'm super excited to see it.
Illuminating, and it made me feel like and everyone, and Sadie Sink is wonderful in this film. Let me tell you, I got lost in her performance, went up on my lines all the time by virtue of simply being captivated by the fierce beauty that she plays this character with. I can't wait for you guys to see her in this. And she was always getting the gold star and winning the game ball every day. She's a consummate professional and a really, really sweet young woman with a big future ahead of her. I'm so excited for her. Sadie Sink, we all know.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Kira.
What?
Kira.
Kira.
Hi, Kira.
Nice to meet you. It's an honor. So it came to my attention that recently you have narrated some audiobooks, and you narrated The Dragon Rider. And my question is, how did you make those characters come to life? I mean, like Nettlebrand and Twigleg, those voices were so beautifully done, and they really helped me when I was in a dark place, and I couldn't read or watch TV or anything, but listening to that book every night brought me so much comfort, so thank you.
Thank you. Cornelia Funke wrote a series of books, and many, many others. She's a prolific author of children's material, books and literature. And it's a story, Ink Heart is the film that was made from those series of books. It's about, the whole effort, I always saw it as being in promotion of literacy, about reading books, but reading them aloud and the power that comes with speaking the written text to give it life. I think I was just inspired, and I guess I have some unique talent, ability, that if you leave me alone with a microphone in a room, I might sound like a lot of different people sometimes, but there are those who can do that, and if you're lucky enough to, I'm glad to be one of them. Thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Hi, Brendan. My name is Clark. Your movie Airheads inspired me to work for a radio station. And so I do that now. So my question is, if you could walk into a room for the rest of your life and one song had to play, what song would that be?
One song playing for the rest of my days?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I guess it should be a long song. Have you heard of the composer Philip Glass? Yeah, he writes really long songs.
Yes, sir.
They go on for hours.
Thank you.
Knock, knock. Oh, they're repetitive, too. They're very repetitive. I know, want to hear a joke? Knock, knock, joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Philip Glass. Knock, knock. Philip Glass. Knock, knock. Philip Glass.
Thank you, Brent.
Bye.
Great choice. All right, we have time for a couple more questions. What's your name?
My name's Joey. I like your movie better than Tom Cruise.
Hey, Joe, can you say that again? It was too loud. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I like your movie better than Tom Cruise.
Oh!
Yeah.
Joe. I know how hard that movie is to make, Joe. I tried to do it 3 times.
Yeah. Is there a funny story in the mommy? Yeah.
Is there a funny story in the...
Yeah.
So be funny right now? Okay. Well, I named my camel Barney, He had really bad breath. Yeah. Veterinarian dentistry is not big in Morocco.
That was great, Joe. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm Joe. I just wanted to say Joey has CP and autism, and it's nonverbal. So, thank you, because what happens with your son and your horse is what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We have time for about 2 more questions.
Just so everybody knows the courage it took for Joe to ask that question is astronomical. Way to go, Joe!
All right, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Janelle. I love your movies. Is there a way that you remember your lines, or do you just always forget them during your movies? Or...
Sometimes I make them up and hope for the best. And then somebody with a long face shows up with an iPad or a big book and goes, no, that's not what it says. Do the script. It's easier. That way we all know what's going to happen. Am I good at learning lines? No, I'm awful. I'm terrible. I had to learn everything for The Whale before we shot it, clearly, because I was encumbered at the time. I think if you see the film, you may see my sides that I hide in various pieces of the furniture. I think that when something is really well written, it just stands to reason that you understand what is what's going to come next, what you're going to say next. So I guess, like everything else, I just trust in the process and, hope for the best.
Well, you're great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is actually our final question, but after this question, we're going to take it's you.
You
We're
can
going
do
to take a group picture after. Go ahead, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Cassidy.
We got you, Cassidy. You're good.
I'm like a really, really big fan of yours.
Thanks, Cassidy.
There's a lot of those here, yeah.
Your movies are like a really big deal to me. My sister, she was like so upset that she couldn't come and meet you. Like your movie did the Journey to the Center of the Earth literally bond us together.
We got you, girl.
I'm so glad you came out. You look fantastic. Send my best regards to your sister. And
So I guess my question is, what is your favorite scene doing the Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Journey to the Center of the Earth. I like going to that place, Iceland. We really shot there. It's remarkable. Those of you who have never been or take a holiday or in your life, do it. It's fantastic. Mountains, black sand beaches, elves. They believe in elves. They believe in elves in Iceland. If there's a rock in the road, don't move it. An elf put it there for a reason. I was just visiting. This is what they told me. But they sounded different. Don't move it for the reason. Like something like that. Anyway, yes, thanks. Travel is good for us all. Way to go, Cassidy.
Well, this has been so much fun. Before we take a big group picture, is there any final thoughts you want to leave us with here today?
Thanks for coming out. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for your support. And I love you guys right back.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Sol, and I'm the guy who was holding the camera to the panel you just watched, Brendan Fraser. I was there, met him, cool guy. And if you enjoyed his panel or you enjoy his movies or you're a big fan of movies in general, you came to the right channel. I would be super appreciative if you checked out some of my videos. I cover a lot of films and talk about them and nerd out, and if that seems like something you'd be interested in, I would be super appreciative. Thank you, and until next time, with that, I leave you.